Hi, welcome to a product tutorial by Robojax. This is SunFounder's PICAR-X Raspberry Pi self-driving robot car kit.
Hello friend, how are you? Turn left here. Count down to 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, rock. I lost.
Look at the features of this SunFounder's PICAR-X robot car. We can use this as a self-driving smart robot using Raspberry Pi. Any version of Raspberry Pi will work. You can use Python or EasyBlock. You can use it or program it with Windows, Mac or Linux. It has built-in camera. Using the camera we can detect faces, color, QR code, line or hand gesture, or we can detect traffic sign, for example, recognize object and more. And it comes with a mobile app where you can control it and use it as a first-person view. Whatever the camera sees, you can view it on your mobile device and have fun with it. It comes with the ultrasonic sensor where you can measure the distance and avoid obstacle or do something else. It comes with grayscale sensor where it can be used as cliff detector. Let's say on this cliff or table it detects the cliff, or you can use it for line following feature. When you use it in music mode, you can have text to a speech feature where it can read the text for you based on some event. You can use a sound effect, you can play music with this and more. This is the SunFounder's PICAR-X Raspberry Pi robot car. This is based on Raspberry Pi. You can use different version of Raspberry Pi board where we can program this and control it. You can program this in 3 ways. One is via the network, so you can connect it to the Ethernet, and if your Raspberry Pi is the latest model and has Wi-Fi, it can connect via Wi-Fi and use your computer and log in, which I'm going to show you step by step to program this. The second way would be to use remote desktop, and then once this is connected via Ethernet or Wi-Fi, we can use remote desktop to view the desktop of Raspberry Pi, which is Linux, and then we can program it. And the third way, can use HDMI, or if you're using Raspberry Pi 4, we can use micro HDMI, connect it, and this will be connected to your screen, and use keyboard and mouse and program it fully. But regardless of which method you use, we are going to do the programming exactly the same way, because we are using Python, and programming of Python doesn't matter on which platform you are. It comes with a camera that can be used to detect object, recognize shape, face or anything like that, and the camera can tilt or pan separately, so independently you can do that. And then we have here a steering servo where you can control these 2 wheels to turn left or right. We have ultrasonic sensor where we can measure the distance and take action based on the distance, avoid obstacle or whatever you want to do with that. We have a grayscale sensor here at the bottom where we can detect cliff, we can detect black and white surface, and it can follow a line or avoid cliff. The module, this robot comes with a battery, and there is a module on the top of your Raspberry Pi where we put it, and it can fully charge the battery. The only thing for this robot you need is a Raspberry Pi board of your choice, because there are different versions of it available. So you can have any Raspberry Pi that you have, you can use it with this. And you need to have a power adapter to power the Raspberry Pi via USB-C. To power this up, if you're using Raspberry Pi 4, make sure to power it up with 3 ampere, and if you're using Raspberry Pi 5 or higher, then use a 5 ampere USB-C power supply. For other versions of Raspberry Pi, please have a look at the documentation of Raspberry Pi and provide that type of power to the device. To program this, I'm going to show you fully how to get started with this. I'm going to show you how to prepare your Windows machine, and the same principle will apply to Mac or Linux, because the programming is the same, except preparation of clicking where to click would be a little different. So I'm going to show you how to prepare your computer to be used with Raspberry Pi, and then there are tons of codes, and I'm going to explain all the codes so you can understand. But if you don't know Python, you might get started learning Python with excellent tutorial that is available on SunFounder and on the internet, but it's very easy. The information that I will give you will help you a lot to understand easily to programming this. It comes with 2 motors where we can control these 2 wheels, and they will run simultaneously together. And then we have these 2 wheels, they are connected to servo motor here, where this servo motor is used as a steering. I'm going to show you how to control these motors to move forward or back, or slow down, or go faster. So I'm going to show you 3 things: forward, back, and speed control. So once you know that, then you can have fun with this. For the steering, I'm going to show you how to go to the left or right and move this. For the camera, I'm going to show you the code and explain it how to do the tilt and pan. And then ultrasonic sensor, I'm going to show you the code and example how to measure the distance. And then with this grayscale also, I'm going to show you code example how to measure the gray value underneath whatever it is, or clef, so we can take action based on that. So let's have fun and get started with this smart, cool PICAR-X robot. If you're unfamiliar with Raspberry Pi, this is a complete computer that has everything. This is the main chip. This is a Wi-Fi Bluetooth module. This is the memory, and the rest are connectivity for the USB and Ethernet. This is for audio, microphone, and composite video for old type yellow cable, if you've seen it on VCR or old TVs. This is for camera, and this is for external display. We have 2 micro HDMI connectors that you can connect to 2 monitors. This is a USB-C connector. These are all GPIO, general purpose input-output pins with 5 volts, 3 volts, which has their own mapping. I'm going to show you. USB-C connector for supplying. You have to connect a power supply that can supply minimum of 2.5 ampere or higher. And we have a micro SD card slot at the bottom. In order to get started with Raspberry Pi, we need to install a software or image, like operating system for it. There are different versions of OS available for different type of board that you have. So visit raspberrypi.com and click on software. And I'm using Windows. If you're using Mac or Linux, click on appropriate type, and then click open and install it. When you see this screen, click Run Raspberry Pi Imager, click Finish. Now the imager is opened. We see three options here. The first, we select our device. I'm using Raspberry Pi 4. If you're using Raspberry Pi 3, 2, or 0, whatever version you have, select it from here. So I'm selecting Raspberry Pi 4. Then select the OS. Click on this button. Scroll down until you see this Raspberry Pi OS Other. Click here. Make sure to select Legacy 64-bit, full bullseye, and 2.5 gigabytes. My memory card ready. I'm gonna insert it. Now click here and you should see your micro SD card selected. Then click next. And here, this is important part, we can click on edit settings, and here you set the host name. I have set it as Robojax.local. .local is coming, you cannot change it. And here, this is your local Raspberry Pi username and the password. Make sure to select the password. I'm selecting just 4-character simple password for tutorial. And here, select your Wi-Fi SSID and your Wi-Fi password. The most important part is this one, because based on your region you have to select it. It affects the communication protocol and some limitations. And this is for the time. The rest is okay. Click Save. And it says, would you like to apply the OS customization? This customization that we did, we select yes. And then this says it will erase everything. Yes. Now, it has started. Once the imaging is completed, it does a verification of the image, make sure nothing has changed. One way to start programming or working with Raspberry Pi, this is Raspberry Pi 4. For Raspberry Pi 4, you need micro HDMI to HDMI. I'm going to connect it in here to one of the ports. But if you're using other versions of Raspberry Pi, you can connect directly the HDMI if it has that port. Otherwise, you just connect the adapter. And here is my monitor. I'm going to connect it to this point. Then you need to connect your keyboard and mouse in here. We have tons of connectors. I'm using wireless dongle, so it's working fine. I'm going to connect this. This can get connected to the Wi-Fi for the setup that I've shown. Ethernet, if you prefer Ethernet, you can just connect your Ethernet cable in here, which is connected to your router. I'm okay with Wi-Fi, so this will work fine. Then you need to connect USB to power this app. Because the battery is fully charged, I don't need to connect it to the adapter. I'm just turning this on from here for demonstration. So as soon as I turn this on, I'm going to show you the screen. Let's see. I'm recording it so I can see it. That was the sound from the sound system. Now I can use the mouse and it has booted up. And here I can bring my mouse over the Wi-Fi and it shows the SSID and the connection of the IP. so I know the board is connected. So this is your screen where start working our browser, so we can open the documentation page. Here I type raspberrypi.com, it is connected, so you can open a web page. This is Chrome browser, and then you can click on this icon to open the command line. This is the command line where you can type your command. From this point onwards, we are using the same thing, so we will refer to the command line and we will get the code from a browser. This way we can start working. Let's go to Start menu and type PowerShell. As soon as you type power, you will see PowerShell. Select Run as Administrator. Accept it. And here we will type ping -4, the hostname robojax.local. As you can see, it responded back, so our board has been programmed properly. Now let's log in via SSH. We will type SSH username. I set the username as Robojax @ and then the hostname robojax.local. This will ask you about current connectivity. Type yes, and then the password 1234. My password was 1234 for simplicity, and I'm logged in. So this is my username @ that's the host name. When I changed the image, I got this warning. Now we have to remove the Alt SSH key, SSH-add -D, and it says all removed. Now let's log in again. Still, it shows that SSH key is there at this path, so we have to remove the host. Let's go see users, and here SSH. So known host, just delete it. Let's log in, and here it gives me the warning that do you accept? I said yes. I have to type YES, yes actually, and now it asks for the password. So now the issue is resolved. I'm logged in. For remote desktop, first let's get the VNC viewer. And this is a real VNC or VNC viewer. Select your operating system. We need Windows. My computer is Windows, so if yours is Mac, just select it, click, and then just open it. Proceed with installation. I already had it, so I'm just repairing it. In your case, proceed and finish. This part is done. Now let's open PowerShell. Click here, just type PowerShell, and you will see PowerShell. Select Run as Administrator. Make sure your Raspberry Pi is connected and powered up. Connected, type ping, and then hostname robojax.local. This is now responding. Now to log in, we use SSH, and then the username. My username is pi @ robojax local and press enter. Enter your password. So I got connected. I'm using clear to clear the screen. Now type sudo raspi config. You will see this screen. Go to interface option number 3, enter, go to the VNC and wherever you see it. Would you like the VNC server to be enabled? You can go with the arrow left or right, select yes, and it says it is enabled, press OK, come down and then go to the right, exit. Now let's go and open VNC, real VNC. If you don't see it, just type VNC, click and open it. And here type the host name, whatever you have with .local. If I connect, click, you will see this screen which asks you to accept the signature. It asks you to accept the signature. You can click and accept it. You can also type here the IP address. Let me cancel it. Go here, ping -4, type the host name and press enter. As you can see, 192.168.0.100. Let's go here. So the address is 101. Now it gives you this identity check and accept it. And here you will enter your username and password to log in. You can say remember password if you want. So this is my Raspberry Pi desktop. This menu is for VNC. So this has nothing to do with Raspberry Pi. Programming and having fun with Raspberry Pi has never been easier thanks to SunFounder's Connect agent. This is a tool that you can click and run the code directly from this page without even going to PowerShell or other programming. You can edit the code in here and apply it. So have fun. Let's try this SunFounder create agent. When you're on the page that says play with Python, all these codes, let's click on this. It says now it's disconnected. Click connect. We need to install the agent, download the agent, and the pop-up came. Let's open it and install it. So you can select either for all users or only for me. For example, the path, accept it, next, install, and then run. When I clicked, agent is running in the background. So I click. When you click on the status bar, you can see SunFounder agent is running. Let's click connect. Here it asks you for the host name, for the username and password. In my case, it's robojax.local. Username is pi, and then type the password and click connect. Because this computer is connected, Please try again, and it says type the IP. Let's open the PowerShell as administrator. And here type ping -4, which means IP version 4, robojax.local. It will give you the IP address 192.168.0.102. So I got the IP address. Let's try again. So now we got connected. Now the agent is connected. We can send the command directly from this page, and it will be very fun and easy. To install the software, come to this point, play with Python, and here, after setting this up, we are in this step. Click important. At this stage we can proceed. Ready? So click and then type. This is IP address of Raspberry Pi. This is my username and that's the password. Click connect, and it says successfully connected, and you will see the green light here, which I've just shown you. Now let's update it. You can select run, and it's running. This is completed. Go to the next screen, and here click run. Go to the next screen. All these 3 commands run. This will take a while. So this is installing the robot hat. In this step we are installing the robot hat, and it is done. You see there is no error. If you get error, it means it has not been done properly. Let's go to the next step. So this is a visual or vision library. Click run. It's working now. The vision. So it says finished. Now PICAR-X module, click run. Finished. This is done. So now let's run this, and it says you will see all these screens. Accept and say yes for all of them. Run. So let's see if I can type yes. Yes, again. Would you like to reboot? So we have rebooted already. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next lesson.